Shibuya Scramble. Last time we got through the 10 o'clock hour, and now I think all the characters are available. And so naturally I'm going to figure out time to stay. Which I think is a guy that's stuck in a mascot outfit, which is a pretty sad day for him. Alright. It's so hot. I bet it is. It's so hot in this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else on the street looks nice and cool. But here I am getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see. I can barely breathe for that matter. But hey, what can I do? Huff, huff. Pant, pant. Huff, huff. Pant, pant. This is great. Oh, I am so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm going to pass out from dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for the people on those superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes or something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing here and I'm this close to calling it quits. I would have called it quits a long time ago. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I dust a free sample toward passerby while shouting as loud as I can. Why is this divine? A free portion, usually quite small, are given out to consumers as sales gimmicks. Test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product before purchase. Referred to as trial size or freebie. Some shops also include free samples of purchased product. I don't understand why they felt the need to define this. Come on and give it a try. Oh, this things. People just walk by one after another as they avoid looking at the sample. It's been like this ever since I started standing here. I guess you figured at least one person would have taken the bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. When this gets up, there's no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience will have been for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. Why do they have this cat creature, I think it's cat, as the mascot for a weight loss drink? No exercising or dieting necessary. I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn, 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 burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload dodgy product. Yeah, it looks pretty sketchy. It's that simple, folks. You just drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me too. Extremely dubious or suspicious. Scam refers to a type of dishonest scheme. Actually of unknown origin, several folk etymologies have been proposed. Why? These defined phrases and words are so random. Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. You think I'd be able to give one or two away. It's not like I'm trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm gonna give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. Did you give one away to the shooter. I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and momentum will build from there. Alright, eyes open. There are two people walking in my direction. Wait, two? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it on the businessman to my left. The disheveled fellow on my right. So this is the detective. And I don't know who you are. Let's see what you do. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the businessman to my left. Here you go, sir. A free sample of Burning Hammer, the latest and greatest diet drink. The businessman flashes me a look of utter contempt and makes a point of avoiding me as he sneaks by. Bam! There goes the wind right out of my sails. I wonder what the other mascots is doing about it. There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock at the Nokane building. Huh! Looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody is taking any of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I'll need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well. I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything. Hey, look at this. You got that many left? The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine. Well, I mean, are you looking for the right targets, huh? Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. They're the types you gotta be gunning for, you know? Wow, I haven't even considered that. Now that she says it all seems so obvious. This is a diet drink after all. Of course, I'm not gonna have any like trying to foist it off on random guys. But whatever, the chicken says. Here, give me the samples you've got left. I hand over my samples and the chicken dumps the whole lot in her basket. I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says. Huh? Wait, like all of them? Yeah, all of them. The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. These may be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. She's gonna backstab me. Thank you so much. That's a huge help. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobbly. Leaving the station behind, we head down the center guide towards the Nokane building. Multi-tenant office building in Udagawacho, located in Center Guy, Shibuya's downtown district. In addition to hosting a weight loss drink sales demo, the building is also home to the foreign capital protection from Japan's Cellcom, IT mainstay Shibuya on Net, the video game developer Shindai Tradeco, and Strike Back Labs, publisher of the monthly magazine Science Strikes Back, along with many other businesses. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. That lady is loving the mascots right there. The job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we can sell at least 100 bottles of the demo, they promise another 10,000 bottles. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 10,000 yen, and I need it ASAP. This looks like a scene straight. We arrive at the Nokane building, a rundown multi-tenant office complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. Wonder how many people the free samples will pull in. A stage has been set up at the far end of the room. Let's have him standing sipping Burning Hammer while explaining its effects to the customers. Hurry up and take that thing off. The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks. It's kind of early, but come on, let's have lunch. I'm starving. Now that she mentions it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. That demo's not starting for another 2 hours. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. The chicken and I head out to the waiting room where they set out lunches for us. Mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asked. She arches her back towards me. Apparently, she can't reach her own zipper. Oh sure, give me a second. He tried to unzip the bag of chicken soup, but my hands' thick, fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. Let's hold up, come on, I'm roasting as they hurry up and get it off me. I almost got it, it's just awkward with these mitts. Finally, I get a hold of the zipper and downward. A girl emerges from the chicken as the chicken itself for an egg. Phew, I'm alive. Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost at once, she's kicking back and cooling with off of the fan. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too, I asked? Yay, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clacking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton fursuit. Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. What? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong, I ask? Yeah, that's a no-go. Zipper's busted. What? Yeah, sorry, this thing ain't gonna... What? My vision goes dark. No. I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. Oh, what the crap? Oh well, we can talk to the boss about it when he gets back, for God's sakes. I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off with these scissors or anything. She's entirely unconcerned. So unfair. I need to get out of this stuffy saucer and steam bath as soon as possible. All I can do is clench my fist in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today, the girl continues. I'm Chiriko Osugi, by the way. You can just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I am a pretty cheery girl, after all. She breaks into a hearty guaf. Oh, sure. That's right. What should I do? That's right. Just leave it to me, huh? I'll eat both lunches myself. Wow. So kind. She doesn't wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. It'd be a shame to let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like the leftover food's a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. It's just a cheap little prepackaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast. So what's your name? She asks. Her cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? Yeah. Oh, it's as I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes alight on the piece of tamagoyaki clutched between Chiri's chopsticks. Yellow slab of slightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks like somewhat undercooked. Come on, what's your name? Alright, Tama. It's Tama. Huh. You mean like the famous cat. Well, ain't that fitting. Chiri chortles and stuffs a piece of tamagoyaki into her mouth, then takes a big swig of iced tea. I am beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunchboxes until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty, I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm going to pass out before the sales demo even starts. And then I remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right? That way I can at least be able to eat and drink stuff. Alright. I decide to grab the head in both hands and yank it up with all my might. Rock my head back and forth, good and hard. Ask Shiri to assist me. Sorry, she might help me pull my head off. Yes. I decided to ask Shiri. Sorry, would you mind helping me turn my... Ow, I feel a dull throbbing pain in the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Shiri flashed me a curious look. What are you doing, she asked. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. I slumped forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No! Most folks would have noticed it that when they put it on, you know? Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into it. It's the thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Shiri says. Here, Drink some of this. She pulls the bottle of the straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic drawer in the mascot costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. I suck it for all I'm worth. I suck, and I suck, and I suck. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. And thus, I revive. Actually, this kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I am never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears rolling over my eyes, I clutch Chiri's hands in my fuzzy mitts. Oh, hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know? She replies. And a bear's grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway? I ask. Oh, that's because I make my own protein juice. Use a word. A powder, a health food supplement, contains vitamins and minerals as well as protein component, dissolved in milk or another liquid to create a drink. Protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal, drinking in place of tea with a sure lead to weight gain. Protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard that if you have protein juice for 1 of your 3 meals a day, you'll lose weight. So yeah, I kind of need to keep it. Given Chiri's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein's the best thing for my diet. This stuff, though. Chiri casts her eyes at the sample of burning camera on the table. It's like totally bogus, huh? Bogus? That's a surprise. Oh yeah, Chiri said. You got exercise if you want to burn body fat. Why? Best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. Thanks, gang. Thanks for telling me all these random details. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, brains and signals have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. She smacks herself on one thigh beyond. I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking in more calories. Huh. Didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? I keep that thought to myself. I mean, that'd be as ridiculous as all you can eat Kobe beef, she adds. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about all you can eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss, but again, I keep the thought to myself. But hey, a job's a job, Chiri says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this job. I sell it. A sudden wailing comes from the other side of the door. Please, just give me time. I swear I'll get it back to you. What the heck, Chiri says? Is that the boss? I nod. That's definitely Mr. Yanagishita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. Sidling up with long Chiri, I very quietly open the door and take a peek inside. People are going to notice the large cat. Mr. Yanagishita is down on his hands and knees, begging while 2 uncouth-looking men glower at him. Just a little more time. That's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fellow. I gotta sell this. We've heard enough of that out here. Yeah, the younger guy sneers. We ain't giving you any more time, so go to ask him. But I really need a little longer this time. Please, you gotta believe me. From the look of things, Mr. Yanagishita is selling some loan sharks. The word shark, in this case, has its origins in older Germanic words, meaning parasite, someone who preys on others. The same word gives rise to terms pool shark and card shark. In the case of loan sharks, though, initial mental image seems quite appropriate. And the 2 thighs are clearly in no mood for his continued groveling. Chiri and I exchange at a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now I'm really worried. Am I actually going to get paid for this gig? Probably not. As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Yanagishita by the nape of his neck and drags him to his feet. Come with us, pal. We'll take you someplace you can, work off your debts. Say what? Tanaka Shibuya. The two men drag him away. Well, there goes your paycheck. Huh, guess he's gone then, Shiri says. She's already started packing up her things. Wait, what are you doing, I ask? Going home, not much point sticking around. Going home? I mean, the demo sure ain't happening now. Anyway, it was nice working with you. See ya. Mom's later, Shiri's at the door. You could have found some scissors and cut me out. That looks so sad. Now, what do I do? I've been left here all by myself. More or less at a total loss. Bad end. Shift's over. What's this in? Isn't going to get paid now that those debt collectors showed up and dragged our boss away. As soon as someone had told the thugs how to get to the Nokane building, they probably wouldn't have caught Yamashita. The right decision happens at 11:15. But who has to make it? Oh. Okay. So we're just gonna go in order. Let's check out Osawa then. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Free at any cost. Catchy song. I like it. As you were the pumpkin sleepers set up against the study wall. It was the ladies' hit from Aya Kanamiki, a songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Kenji Osawa reached your stereo remote on his desk. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. Hopefully this sort of man would be more interested in classical music. In fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with the whistlers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth as high as the music. Humming his favorite lyrics on his breath. But his movement just faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him. Today, even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck in both body and mind. Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All of it about virus-resistant vaccine. Why this? It had only been a week since he returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time, which truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, and then tossed it back on the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. And he was at the door. A faint knock at the door, barely last him from his torpor. See, you should have defined that word. But I do not know that word. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoto Tanaka. Sure. The door was open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but Osawa could barely pick out those words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some time. Okay. I see Osawa said wearily. Alright then. Tanaka tipped his head slightly and... Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He doesn't need to come here again, but he did. They've been working in close contact ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work at all right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation of current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. So, another Monday for everyone else, okay. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this, immediately assuming that it contained some kind of virus, but the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to? He couldn't help but wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. What is it? What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of the patient in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms. Osawa almost opened up the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UA virus filament hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have assigned the virus to risk group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents. Well, that's a fun thing. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Supposedly, this is the fact that propagated the form of virus resembled the petals of a flower. Virus is roughly that long. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, sometimes known as cichlida. Viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with spike-shaped protein protuberances. Nanometer. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. UA didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. Lovely. And as the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to affect. Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus and an official record have died within a short time frame, mortality rate is given as 100%. As the incidence of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Moreover, there was a short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes, and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophages, a component that the immune system destroys the endothelial cells within blood vessels. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids. I thought I was just going to play a video game. I didn't realize I was going to biology class today. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding was set in throughout the body everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Oh, did he do that? Osawa stared at those 2 words. My crimes. That left him with only further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? You can see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling, do you have a moment? It was his wife, I. You don't need to see that. Give me just a second. Osawa hurriedly closed the mail program. Even if this was nothing more than some sick prank, it wasn't anything he wanted his family to see. Especially not I. Alright, come in. Well, Osawa turned to see that I had already let herself into sleep. A sharp sting of her perfume made him scrunch up his face for a moment. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing, she asked. This again, Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to just make on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after so many years of service. Pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works, a major corporation with a solid sales network both domestically and internationally, annual turnover of 1 trillion yen, patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide, influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, and other political institutions. Company employs 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the U.S., however. When he mentioned that possibility of immigrating to Ai, she shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suru Makino, was a member of the Okoshi Pharmaceutical Boards of Directors. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew him closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He gotten so used to it. That grating whine of hers. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you leave, dear? We can discuss that once all of this is finished. Osawa kept his voice level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. And she slams the door. Lovely. With a sour look, I turned and departed. I probably could have saved myself all the trouble if I just showed her the dead pictures. The pictures of the dead people. She would have freaked out and ran. But anyway, well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however, the antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. Therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections, include drugs used against influenza and HIV. Treatments do not eliminate the infection, they simply inhibit the development of disease. There are so many issues with the drugs, including risks that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes the treatment effective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine. After the U.S. virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. Functioned by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated, whatever that word is, version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body. This triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold. The Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject matter to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat the patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent right away. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested that an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects in the body were unusually poor. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed the drug had to be administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Okoshi Pharmaceuticals nanotechnology, extremely small technology that operates on a extremely small scale, measured at nanometers, regulated on atomic level sometimes, endless possibilities. Yes, is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. Had engineered a cutting-edge device known as DDS, drug delivery system, which is a system administers ultramicroscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. Osawa had jumped on it immediately by administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS. Can be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision and only where it's needed, reduces side effects of even very potent drugs, developed by Okoshi, utilizes advanced high-tech polymers to ensure the capsules containing drugs are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration. He's able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the virus with precision. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy, along with expected decreases in adverse side effects. Pharmaceuticals said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired results in treating a medical condition. But many drugs, create unwanted or unforeseen adverse drug effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs, interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. The effects have been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antiviral is ready for the final development stages, clinical trials on humans. Oops. But the very existence of this new wonder drug is still a secret. Experiments on drugs and medical techniques tested on animals confirm their safety before they are used on humans. 1964, Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. New drug is being prepared for government approval after it has been tested on animals, must pass tests on humans, evaluate safety and suitability, tests are frequently conducted with patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, the development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a small knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. No doubt, Okoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction of the drug right now. The anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. Osawa called out Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I want to show you. Could you come up in here? You need a second opinion. Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door. The moment Tanaka knocked, he looked around before ushering his vice director and said, "What's this about, sir?" "This." Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. It can't be. Tanaka coolly recognized the symptoms of the UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. "No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago in South Africa. That would put it around the same time as Mr. Second infections, wouldn't it, sir?" But that information isn't. Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is, why these pictures were sent to me? Osawa opened the other email from May. The second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. "I'll look into this on my end, sir," Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. "Sir, just to make sure, are you asking about what I think you're asking about?" So I asked. Tanaka gave a slight nod. "Understood." So I said, "Don't worry, I won't trouble you." "I appreciate that, sir." Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor and revealed the pathogen in intricate detail. The specimen of the UA virus is approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them may take up barely a millimeter. A single tiny virus upon entering the human body could become 2,000 in an hour. Speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before the infectees developed symptoms. Currently, 5 characteristic species are widely known for its high mortality rate, 23%. For Sudan, 88%. For Zaire, for the rest of the variety discovered in monkeys that have been brought into the U.S. is where no pathogenicity. Influenza, it was over 2. The onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa reviewed an image slideshow of the virus propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight no matter how many times you looked at it. Virus existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? He had thrown himself into virus research in search of answers to questions like that, answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for the chance to play around with the UA day after day. Another email arrived in his inbox. The sender, A. Subject line, 1 year ago, South Africa. Again, Osawa read the message. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time, there are 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each of them in turn. The first shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UA patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No, Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. The second image showed one of the infected hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back into the patient's eyes. He rushed to open the door. It showed a morgue piled high with corpses. The rictus of anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. The lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. Small organs that function as part of the lymphatic system in mammals. Foreign substance invades the body and lymph nodes detected, prompting the production of white blood cells. Viral infection sometimes causes the lymph nodes to swell up as a result of increased activity. There were hospital beds stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. Next came the 4th and final image. More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, 18 hours passed. Like that someone has been attempting live trials with the antiviral agent. Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. And there was a good reason why such trials had been conducted. There was no way to test the efficacy of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical test, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proved ineffective on humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, as he looked over the images again and again, Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone presumably from the Okoshi pharmaceutical had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpses in the 4th image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drug's effectiveness in those time frames. Oops. Ooh. Controller vibrated. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk in rage. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There's only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps. His boss, Makino. He reached his phone to call Makino, but he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Aya Kamiki's latest album. What is going on right now? Leaning back into his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning to a calmer, emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in the arts in general, music, painting, cinema. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he swung by the store to pick one up. Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it in front of the shop. Something about the bright, colorful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath, then he thought about Makino, closed his eyes, and tried to banish his nerves. Nice deep breath, and he thought about Makino. What does any of this have to do with the kidnapped girl? Has there been any progress? Makino asked as soon as he picked up. His voice was somber. No. So I said, nothing much yet. A tiny sigh came from the other end of the line. I see. And what can I do for you? Sir, I'll just get right to the point. Have you conducted clinical trials using the antiviral drug? Makino didn't respond right away. And means he's guilty. What makes you think that? He asked at last. You did. He did it. Asala described the emails he received. When he finished, Makino let out his breath in surprise. Not over the phone, he said. We'll discuss this in person. I'll head over to your place when I'm done here. As soon as possible, sir. As soon as I can manage, Makino said. You're not the only person who's busy. With that, Makino hung up. There was no doubt about it then. There had been human testing. So I went to let Tanaka know he'd be meeting with Makino. Ugh. This is creepy. A stout-looking man stood in the hallway, almost as if he'd been waiting for Osawa to emerge. Pardon me, Mr. Osawa, but could you come with me for a moment? The detectives assembled in the living room all wore grave expressions. The room was brimming with tension. Osawa felt to ramp up even further as he entered. What is it, he asked? Has something happened? The man had come to find a turn to speak, hesitating at first. Yes. It turns out that your other daughter, he told me, has been abducted by an unknown party. Wait. Is he told me the girl that we were looking for? I thought her name was Maria. Hang on. Abducted? Saw's mind. What are you talking about? Maria's the one who's been abducted. Yeah! No, sir, you don't understand. I'm saying that he told me it's been abducted. In addition to Maria? Oh. Don't be ridiculous. The night before his daughter Maria gets kidnapped, this Maria's other daughter Tony gets carried off when she goes to look for ransom. He never heard anything wild wishes in his life. We're sorry, sir. The detective was there, but please went on to explain that he told me he had somehow managed to end up all by himself, watched his home, several individuals had forced him into a car and driven off. That's how I could really comprehend what they were saying. His mind was in the fog. The detective's words seemed to go quieter and quieter. Saw a strange drink from his mind. His ability to process the external stimuli began to drift far, far away. It's not possible. I can't be. No one cares. Not me. Not you. My girl is saying, tell me. Yeah. It's not true. This is all just a bad dream. Some kind of sick joke. It's not true. It's not all just a bad dream. It's lies. It's just a joke song. It's all up. Stop. Stop listening. I don't want to hear it. You're all alive. It's not true. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you just passed out. Slowly, then the sounds vision. It's a washroom. The worst case scenario. Osawa had a complete mental breakdown when he learned not just one, but both of his daughters were kidnapped. But surely there has to be someone who can keep Hitomi safe. She's been on the run with Achi, but just what are they up to? The key to changing her fate and her father's lies with Achi's decision at 11:05. Okay. I feel like I should be taking notes on this. So there's a lot going on in this game. Both his daughters are kidnapped, and it probably is by some criminal organization that deals with that somehow is connected with that antiviral for the UA virus. So they're probably, I don't know, are they going to spread the UA virus or something? how the Yakuza is connected to her storyline, and I have no idea. So far, he's just a passerby, a wannabe detective, because he's a little ridiculous. And this guy, I have no idea what his story is, but I will figure that out in the next video. So, next time, we're gonna figure out who Nino Rikawa is.
Yeah.